You can pick up your McFarlane figures at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description below, including all the Doom stuff. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and I'm bringing you another review. Yeah, I had to take a little bit of a break because of what's going on in the world right now, but yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I had to play a little bit of Doom Eternal. And, to celebrate that, I'm going to go ahead and throw up a review of McFarlane's Doom Slayer. Now, this is going to be one of the first real smaller scale action figures of the Doom guy that we're going to have access to, and this is what everyone has been hoping for. We have Doom guy who can go toe-to-toe with our Xenomorphs, with our demons, with Mario, Smash Bros. Display. Yeah, this is exactly the figure we've been looking forward to, right? Well, at about $20, you may want to hinder those expectations a little bit. Let's take a look to see whether or not Doom Guy is worth adding into your collection. And there's a reason why I'm calling him both Doom Slayer and Doom Guy. Alrighty, so like I said, this is going to be about a $20 or so figure, so I'm not expecting the Mona Lisa here at all. I actually think that they did a good job with this one. You can hear him creaking around in the background as I'm handling him and recording audio. But yeah, I do think that they did an overall good job for this one. There are a couple of small details that they missed, sort of little red dots here and there, because, the Praetor suit does light up a little bit. The biggest issue that I'm going to have, though, for the smaller details is that the emblem on the helmet, they really didn't try there. It's just kind of a couple of lines, but yeah. Overall, I'd have to say for the paint application for Doom Guy, they did a rather good job. You can definitely see that there is some rusty coloration there for the wash to really get into the details. And overall, the plastic, it doesn't feel like it's relatively cheap. It actually feels like it's a harder plastic in some areas. It does feel like there's a mix going on here. And the paint application is done rather well. It doesn't seem like there are a whole bunch of problem areas, which I was actually expecting. But it actually came out looking relatively nice. This isn't going to be something on the same tier as your $60, $70, $140 import collectibles from Tamashii Nations, or maybe even Good Smile Company, but this is definitely going to sneak in well to your 7-inch or so scale displays, but if you knock a point or two off, then it will be just fine. Overall, Doom Guy looks pretty good. Doom Guy's articulation, well, to be frank, it's not very good. There's a lot of things going on here that prevents the articulation from being good, but let's take a look. So the head is actually really awesome. That's something I will give it because it's on a double axis or barbell style ball joint. So we have a ball joint that's seated up in the head and a ball joint that's seated down here in the neck, so this way we can get him to look in all sorts of different directions, so that's really cool. I mean, he can look straight up, he can sort of stick his neck out like that, like, what did you just say to me? So yeah, he can kind of do that. And then we have the Predator cannon up here, which is on a swivel on the shoulder, it's on another swivel here, and then it's on a ball joint here, so we can twist and turn it a little bit. So range is okay, we can basically just sort of hide it or have it out and about. This swivel here is a little loose on mine, so yeah, it is what it is. The shoulder armor here is on ball joints, so they do move around a bit, so that's nice. It does allow you to move the pads out of the way for the shoulder articulation. However, the shoulder articulation isn't that great because of the sculpt here. It blocks Doom Guy from doing a full T-pose. So yeah, that's okay, but not all that great. We do also have swivels there where the arm plugs in, and this is about the extent of the range of movement here. So we do have awkward angles because he sort of has a little bit of a V cut going on here. So that's rather awkward. Yee. And then I kind of messed up the arm on this guy already. There we go. He does have a bicep swivel, which is up near the shoulder, which is odd, but okay. We have single hinged elbows, which don't have a great range of movement because he has huge muscles. So there's that. And he is made of a somewhat rigid plastic in areas, and he's got some spikies. So if you go and move him, and it's difficult to move, then it's going to hurt you. Yeah. So, yep, you can see the little indents in my fingers here. The wrist joints, they're going to be swivels and hinges, so this way we can move the hands around. But realistically speaking, they're just going to be on swivels. So, there you go. Now, for his torso, he does have a ball-jointed ab crunch, which is okay. Kind of moves around a little bit. Then we do also have a ball-jointed waist, which is good. So we got some good movement there. For the hips, these are actually going to be ball joints, which this is actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, moving his legs back, not really going to be able to do, but kicking out forward about that far, which is pretty neat. We do have dedicated thigh swivels there, as you can see, where the ball joint plugs in. So that's good. It allows for a little extra range of movement. We have single hinge knees, which is okay. We get a full 90-degree bend. Do keep in mind, though, that that's actually going to be sort of like a ratchet joint, just like the elbows as well. And then the ankles, which are going to have a decent range of movement, as you can kind of see here. That's the first time that's actually happened to me. But, so yes, so this plugs in, and again, kind of like a hinge, or a ratchet. And we do get a little bit of an ankle rocker movement, if you can get it to do that, because that is just a peg that plugs in, so it's a swivel. But because of how big his boot is, we're not really going to be able to utilize that joint much at all. So we can move his feet forward and back. We can get a little bit of a twist and turn out of the ankle rocker, but not too much. So Doomslayer, for someone who's super acrobatic and can do all sorts of glory killing and can, you know, use his little, he can use his blade of doom here. You can't really do too much. Yeah. Accessories, because we can just go ahead right onto that. He does come with a good old fancy super shotgun, which he can't use two hands on, but he can hold and then immediately drop. So it's actually painted pretty well, but okay. And then we get this little stand, which plugs into his foot. Either or, it says Doom. But take it from experience, if you don't have him posed correctly, one little bump and he will fall over on the shelf. I've seen it happen. But if you know what you're doing, it can be good. So for accessories, Doot guy here, combined with the articulation, he can't really hold the super shotgun, which is kind of disappointing. Actually, very disappointing. And the meat hook is there, but he can't really use it. So, c'est la vie. There we go. He fell over. So yeah, articulation definitely could be better. And accessories, he's got so many different weapons. And there's the Phobos repaint coming out. And then there's the Bronze 1 repaint that they did. All come with a shotgun. I don't know, they can do more. Also, I forgot this. There is a swivel at the knee. Not that this is going to be a huge game changer, but it is, it's there. So, yeah. Now for a size comparison, and I gotta be honest with you here, whenever I think of the Doom Slayer, I really do think that he's going to be large and in charge, and he is getting ready to just tear everything else up. And considering most of the demons he's going to be fighting are coming straight from hell, we're going to be pretty big too. I expect him to be big. Not necessarily this big, but honestly, I'm pretty comfortable with this. Overall, he should look pretty fine on your shelf if you have a 7-inch scale display, but if you have 6-inch, you can fudge it a little bit. So, buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. At about $20, he's going to look really good, but the articulation is disappointing, and the accessories aren't really all that great. I mean, they're kind of essential, but the problem is that, well, gotta be honest with you, he can't hold the super shotgun, and he can't really recreate any of the poses from the games, like running and gunning, or the meat hook doesn't actually do anything, so Yeah, I mean, you can pose him holding the super shotgun to his side on your shelf and kind of have him in a walking pose like I've had, but yeah, $20, I guess. People are going to say it's fine. I think bump it up to 25, put a little bit more effort into it, better release. Does that mean I'm not going to get the Marauder? No, it doesn't, because he's got to have someone proper to fight, but of course we already have a Hell Priest, so, it is what it is. If you're a fan of Doom, 7-inch scale figure, it'll look good on the shelf. Whether this is going to be the definitive action figure for Doomslayer, gonna have to say no, but it's pretty good. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now you've heard a lot from me, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand-selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand-selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.